This is meteorologist Mark Molnar. I want to thank you for joining me for this edition, winter storm edition of Weather Northeastern. We're getting right into the winter storm that's covering the eastern half of North America here from Texas all the way up through the Ohio and Mississippi River valleys into the mid-Atlantic, parts of southern New England, with some high-impact freezing rain and heavy snowfall accumulations anywhere from 6 to as much as 12 inches. So let's get right into it here. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe button, hit the bell. Don't forget to share the video as well. Let's get right into it here. Taking a look at the National Weather Service watches, warnings, advisories here again. It seems like a broken record here. Seeing areas that are not used to seeing this sort of weather. Winter storm warning stretching from Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, parts of extreme southeastern Missouri, Kentucky, there it is, the Carolinas, Virginia, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and into parts of southern New England, upstate New York here. This is another system following on the heels of the previous system. More insult to injury here with heavy freezing rain and heavy snow. Let's get right into the particulars here. There's my impact map as low pressure kicks across the southern states from Louisiana over towards Georgia, the Carolinas, and eventually exiting off the coastline here. This doesn't fully become a full-fledged nor'easter, but it kind of mimics it on a more open wave, open low pressure type scale on a smaller level here. So let's get right into the problem areas. You can see it's mainly across the Carolinas, Virginia here, especially western and central North Carolina, south central Virginia, up into parts of central Virginia. This is where we could see upwards of 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of freezing rain, probably some areas pushing closer to 1 inch, even freezing rain down in parts of Texas, Louisiana, parts of extreme southeastern Arkansas, northern part of Mississippi, extreme northwestern Alabama, stretching up into parts of Tennessee and Kentucky here. We could see anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of freezing rain. This is not very good news on areas that have already seen it the past storm. And then, of course, high impacts up into parts of Pennsylvania, with the snowfall possibly 6 to 12 inches. I'll get right into that here. Take a look at the model plots here across the southeast heading up into parts of the northeast. You start off in Wednesday evening across Louisiana, some skipping here across the Gulf Coast regions, especially the Euro and the Canadian, and then the basically the American models are a bit further north here, but nevertheless it's the same idea. As we exit off of the North Carolina coast comes Thursday evening and then push it northeastward. We don't really hug the coastline. We kind of go out to sea, paralleling the northeast coastline out towards just south of Nova Scotia. So there you have it. This is pretty unanimous at this point. Models have been shifting a bit further south during the last 24 to 48 hours. Take a look at the snowfall map across eastern North America. Here you can see two trouble areas. There is a widespread section of 1 to 3, 2 to 3 inches of snow from Texas all the way up into parts of the northeast here. But the big areas of concern are parts of northern Louisiana, Arkansas, western Tennessee, northwestern part of Mississippi. This is an area we could see 3 to 6 inches, maybe as much as 4 to 8 inches of snow out of this as the storm system moves across the Gulf Coast states here. Wednesday evening into Thursday, and then of course later in the day Thursday we get up into parts of the mid-Atlantic. This is where we'll see anywhere from about 3 to 6, 4 to 8 inches of snow as well. Parts of West Virginia, Northern Virginia, parts of Maryland into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and even Long Island here. And then a general 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inches across the rest of Pennsylvania here. Southern tier of upstate New York, Hudson Valley, into southern New England. Taking a look at ice accumulation totals here, I will be updating this key so it is a bit easier to see, a little bit more contrast in the colors. Taking a look, you're really drawn to that bullseye. It's almost like a darkish pink, reddish color almost across parts of Virginia and North Carolina, south central Virginia into western and parts of north central North Carolina here. This is where we could see a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of ice likely, maybe closer to a possible inch of ice. That's really bad. That's going to cause an extreme amount of power failures here, especially areas that were hard hit by ice storms the past couple weeks. And then stretching into the deep south here, parts of northern Louisiana, Mississippi, northwestern Alabama, parts of Tennessee, Kentucky, into West Virginia. Probably anywhere from a 1/4 inch of ice, very popular. Some isolated amounts up towards a 1/2 an inch. Not very good for you as well, especially in areas that are not used to this. and that just recently got done with another ice storm. So Virginia and North Carolina, this is the real trouble spot here. Let's take a look at the northern edge, the snow mesoscale aspect of the storm. Probably pretty much the only part where we'll see mesoscale banding of the snowfall on the northern edge of the storm will be from Harrisburg, just south of Scranton towards the Allentown area into northern New Jersey. This is where we could see snowfall rates of at half an inch to an inch per hour at times between Thursday evening and 4 a.m. on Friday. Taking a look at snowfall totals here across the Northeast, zoomed in, you can see mostly a general 3 to 6 inch snowfall. Most areas from Pittsburgh up to Binghamton, southern district of Albany over to Boston will see a widespread 2 to 5 inch snow event. Parts of just in the Wilkes-Barre area, southward towards Allentown, Harrisburg. This is where we could see into the 4 to 8 inch category over towards Long Island as well, and down into parts of Maryland here and much of New Jersey as well, as the system has really shifted a bit further to the south and becomes more of an open, weaker wave at this point. And then areas up by the New York State Thruway on Northward, you're really only going to see a maximum of like 2 inches out of the storm. Ice totals across the Northeast, very light, minimal. We have a little bit of a less than 1/10 of an inch across Long Island, parts of southeastern Pennsylvania, and southern New Jersey here. That is about it. The system has trended colder, so snow will be the bigger deal here. Taking a look at precipitation totals here across North America, you can see out west here, continuing with the stormy pattern. It's back east here. We see that big storm stretching from the Gulf Coast, Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, all the way up into parts of the Northeast Mid-Atlantic here. It's the Carolinas, Virginia, into southern Pennsylvania, New Jersey. It's the big trouble spot here with precipitation. Taking a look at the upper air pattern across North America here, you can see the polar vortex slowly pretty much retreating here, losing a lot of its grip here across North America as the NAO turns positive for the first time in months. You can see the pattern here continuing to do a massive, quick, fast-moving pattern here. It's the only good thing about this system. It's another fast-moving one, so it's not going to sit there and drop snow and ice for tremendous amounts of time, but the damage will have already been done by the time this system exits off the North Carolina coast on Friday here, late Thursday into Friday morning. So there you have it. There's the quick pattern. Take a look at your Thursday here across the Northeast. We get some light to moderate snow moving in, maybe some pockets of heavier snow across Pennsylvania developing, with the isentropic lift developing ahead of the low pressure system. And of course, we have mostly moderate snow, some pockets of heavier snow. We have maybe some mixed precipitation in South Jersey here, parts of Long Island initially, but that will change over to snowfall. Taking a look at Thursday night, here's where the storm really starts to take shape for the areas that are going to get it tremendously, which is not going to be tremendous, but nevertheless, it will be a 4 to 8 inch type snow from Harrisburg up to parts of Wilkes-Barre, Allentown, New York City, Long Island, and maybe extreme part of southern New England here. We will have more mixing towards southern New Jersey here for a brief period of time. But it's here across Pittsburgh, State College, Binghamton, Albany, and Boston, where we'll see a general 2 to 5 inch snowfall rains. And then northward towards Erie, Buffalo, Syracuse, and just north of Albany up towards Burlington, your max totals will be confined to the 2 inch range, widespread 1 to 2 inches. Friday across the Northeast, the low pressure begins to move away. The heaviest snow will be in the lower Hudson Valley, parts of New Jersey, Long Island, and southern New England, with a couple more inches possible. It will be ending towards mid to late morning towards Binghamton, Syracuse, and Scranton area. And warming up, look at that, above freezing in many areas of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, southern New England. So there will be almost like a warm component moving in behind the storm. So it will help the area roadways, and your evening commute will not be near as bad as the morning commute. And Saturday here, we do see some breaks of sun developing, some scattered flurries or snow showers across upstate New York, northern Pennsylvania, and northern New England. But for the most part, it will be one of the few days we see the sunshine. Now let's take a look at the extended outlook from hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of northeast Pennsylvania into the southern tier of New York. Thursday, we'll see snow develop, possibly up to 2 inches. through sunset. Temperature only making it up into the mid-20s, so this will be like a more powdery snowfall into Thursday night. Another 2 inches expected as the snow peaks throughout the night and starts to taper towards regular moderate to lighter snows by Friday morning, with only up to less than an inch possible, making it up towards 32 your Saturday as the system had pulled away by Friday morning. Saturday leaves some sun and clouds, maybe some stray snow showers possible, cooling down into the upper 20s once again, but look at that, by Sunday we get back up to 32 and some sunshine. As always, I want to thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Northeastern Wintry Edition. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notification when I do release a new video. Also, don't forget to hit that like button, share it. Share the video as often as you'd like, please. It helps the channel, helps the video out tremendously. Also, don't forget to social media. Give my social media pages some love. Facebook, Media Mark, Weather Northeastern. Also, Twitter at WX Northeastern. Hurricane Northeastern on Facebook as well. WX Northeastern, that's Twitter. MediaMark.com and WeatherNortheastern.com. Thank you for joining me for this edition of Weather Northeastern.